Transportation everywhere from here to there. 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 Transportation everywhere from here to there.
Transportation everywhere from here to there.
Transportation everywhere
From here to there.
Transportation everywhere from here to there. Transportation everywhere from here to there. Transportation everywhere from here to there. Transportation everywhere from here.
Transportation for the poor gets into the doctor's door.
Transportation for the poor gets into the doctor's door.
Transportation for the poor
Gets them to the doctor's door. Transportation for the poor
gets them to the doctor's door.
Transportation for the poor
Get them to the doctor's door. No house, no home. Our healthy lives will soon be gone. No house,
No home. Our healthy life will soon be gone. No house.
no home.
Our healthy life will soon be gone. No house. No home. Our healthy lives will soon be gone. No house. No home. Our healthy lives will soon be gone. No house. No home. Our healthy lives will soon be gone. No
You know
house.
who they are? They can start
Our
with
healthy lives
who we
will
missing.
soon be gone. No house. No home. Our healthy lives will soon be gone. No house.
Here to there. Transportation everywhere.
From here to there. Transportation everywhere 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 from here to there. Transportation everywhere.
Transportation for the
batteries in
poor
it?
gets them to their doctor's door.
Transportation for the poor gets them to their doctor's door. Transportation for the
It's your voice. Just rally them and then call the first picture.
Transportation for the poor gets them to their doctor's door. Transportation for the poor gets them to their doctor's door. Transportation for the poor gets them to their doctor's door.
No house,
No home.
our healthy lives will soon be gone.
No house. No home. Our healthy lives will soon be gone. No house. No home. Our healthy lives will soon be gone. No house. No home. Our healthy lives will soon be gone. No
I
house.
got a number 3.
Our healthy lives will soon be gone. No house.
We can, we must,
Our
and
healthy
is
lives will
now.
soon be
Is that
gone.
what
No
the whole
house. No home. Our healthy lives will soon be gone. No house. No home. Our healthy lives will soon be gone.
We can, we must, and wait now.
We can. We must. End AIDS now. We can. We must. End AIDS now. We can. We must. End AIDS now. We can. We must. End AIDS now. We can. We must. End AIDS now.
Go ahead, go over, brother.
We must. End AIDS now.
Thanks everyone for coming out. We're here from Campaign 10 Days, or C2EA, and we just couldn't help bring attention to the community that HIV/AIDS is still here, it's still alive, it's still causing a lot of problems. You know, a lot of people have not taken as much attention to the whole HIV anymore because of all the progress that has occurred with the meds, but it is still alive and kicking. Some of the issues that are surrounding this whole HIV/AIDS epidemic are homelessness and transportation, and we'll have some individuals that will speak about that in a minute. We know that in order to make final voting or decisions on those occur at our local planning council area, we are encouraging the community to participate in those meetings. Even though they aren't voting members and can't make a vote, they can still participate by being part of the gallery and be able to help influence those decision makers in their voting rights and how they vote or what they vote on. So we got our speaker on housing, or Trish. Yeah, Trish.
My name is Patricia Steen, and I live in Kansas City, Missouri.
KC in the house.
I have been living with HIV for 22 years. I was diagnosed in 1989. I lived in denial for 11 years because of the stigma surrounding HIV and AIDS. I refused to see a doctor. I refused to go for medicines. I was afraid back then. In the year 2000, I was diagnosed with AIDS because I did not want to accept the fact that I had HIV. I had shame. I was fearful. And I realized I did not want to die. That was the time when I said to myself, Patricia, you need to get involved in this community and raise awareness that HIV exists. It is here. And it's now, and it's getting bigger and larger. You see children getting it, you see older people getting it, you see people of all races coming down with HIV. The public is not aware of this issue. And it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs. And I just hope that everybody can grab around us and accept us for who we are. We are people just like anybody else. This is a human condition. HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, human. We need to get that message out and stop the stigma, stop the craziness. This is nuts. And I just want to say that the AIDS ribbon itself was implemented in 1991, and it represents stigma, education, and knowledge, and the awareness of HIV in the world. And this is a very serious issue. I also want to say that the first World AIDS Day took place in 1988, and that was a year before I was diagnosed. At that time, I did not think that I would become infected, but I did, and that was 1 year later. I learned about Brian White, a young boy from Kokomo, Indiana. He was born in December 1971. He was infected with HIV at the age of 13. He was a hemophiliac. He got HIV from a blood transfusion, and at that time we did not know that HIV was transmitted through the blood supply of this country or anywhere. Brian White became very ill on his birthday. He was 13 years old on his birthday. He became very ill. His mother took him to the doctor. They did tests on him. They said he had pneumonia. It turned out to be pneumocystis carinii pneumonia, which is a opportunistic infection caused by HIV. It is a complication of AIDS. He was diagnosed with AIDS. This young boy was thrown out of his school because he had HIV or AIDS. He was ridiculed in the public. His friends dropped him. He was stigmatized, discriminated against in his church. His own community threw him out. That is sad. When he died in 1990 on my birthday, April 8th, I really said, Patricia, you have to educate yourself and learn. And that's what we all need to do. We need to educate everybody in our community, our families, our friends, our co-workers, everybody. We cannot let this go anymore. How many more people do we want to get infected? And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Brian White brought a lawsuit against his school. He won that case. He was allowed back in school, but because his whole community shunned him in Kokomo, Indiana, he chose to move. He was forced to move out of his hometown. The Kokomo Tribune learned of his AIDS status, and they published it. They published his address in the newspaper. This is terrible for a young boy to go through, and it's happening today too. We all know that. But Brian White overcame that stigma and discrimination. He spoke out. He did not let it get him down. He said, I am proud of who I am, and I will stay proud. He said, I lost my little quote, But he never gave up. That's the bottom line. He never gave up. And he fought for all the people that come out there. We had the gay men back in the 1980s. Back in the 1980s, when they were the only ones that we knew of infected. When in the meantime, all of us were affected and becoming infected. And we all chose to close our eyes, put our blinders on. And now we're where we are right now. And this epidemic has grown tremendously. Over 1 million people in the United States alone are living with this virus. A quarter of those people don't even know that they are infected, and they are going out infecting other people. So we need to stem the tide of this infection. We need, myself as an HIV positive individual or a person with AIDS, I choose to speak out and educate others, and I will answer any questions that anybody has, because I have no shame, no fear.
Great.
And I am who I am. I will always be. And in closing, you know, this AIDS ribbon, it just means so much. And people have forgotten what the AIDS ribbon is. When they see that red ribbon, they're like, what is that? What does that mean? And I'll tell them proudly, this is HIV awareness. And please, get tested, know your status, educate yourself, because this is a very preventable disease. And if we are not educating our children, it is just going to continue to infect everybody.
All right.
And wear your red ribbons proudly. Do not hide, because when we hide, we show the public that we have something to be ashamed of, and we don't. We do not have anything to be ashamed about. In fact, we are the powerful ones, and we can educate. We can do this. And thank you all for being here, and this is just great. Let's do it. And one more thing. Silence equals stigma equals death. Speak out, folks. Speak out.
2005, we can.
We must. End AIDS now. We can. We must. End AIDS now. We can.